This past November, as part of the Praxis portfolio project month, I set up a online store to sell my art. It was a combination of various creature designs and stickers, etc., based on a common theme that I found interested in, and I assumed that other people would be interested in as well. My approach to the project wasn't exactly unique. A lot of people tend to do the same. In fact, most artists that I follow on social media or I've even bought some of their stuff have the same overall mindset. They have the double threat of advertising and business minded approach to things. And they also tend to have a fairly steady and constant content creation. They very frequently post new pieces up and make sure they make their presence known. For me, I've found, because sometimes I don't have time to have a constant stream of illustrations or even sketches, I've found that I've had a little bit of a slow ascent to gaining attention from people on the internet. But why am I saying this? You've likely heard the term starving artist before, but that doesn't necessarily apply to all artists. Of course, there are plenty of successful artists out there, either in the present or from the past. Think about Picasso, or think about Rembrandt, think about Caravaggio, all extremely successful and still talked about today. And a good handful of these artists have the entrepreneurial mindset. They have the talent and skill, yeah, that's all good, but talent and skill, and they understood this as well, is only half of the equation. A lot of artists find success because they know how to market themselves. They have a personal brand. They talk consistently about things that they like, things that they dislike sometimes. And they are pretty, not set in their ways, but they have a pretty well established point of view that they are pretty consistently making known to the people who follow them or buy their work, etc., etc. Long story short, these people don't just think like an artist. They are able to put themselves in multiple mindsets. They can think differently depending on what side of the business they want to reach out to. Being able to approach your goals, whether they're artistic or business or anything of the like, with different points of view is a skill in and of itself, and like all skills, it can be honed. Philosophers or thinking people tend to really excel at this. Thinking like a philosopher is how business people and how artists, frankly, tend to find success. Think of your favorite artist. Do you think they'd be as successful if you didn't hear about them on social media or if you didn't read about them in other people's posts? If you form a big enough presence on yourself, sometimes the marketing will happen for you. Sometimes the people who love your stuff will reach out to others and encourage them to check you out. It's just the way things work, or at least in the artist community. I can't speak for musicians or authors, although I do write sometimes. But to a certain extent, it can be applied to a lot of other areas of expertise. It's not limited to art itself, as I very, very briefly touched on that in this video. So those were some quick thoughts on this week's content. By the way, it's still Philosophy Month, if you haven't already figured that out. This week we focused on history and culture through a philosophical lens. I hope you enjoyed listening. Next week I will be putting out another video, and I hope you enjoyed this one and will enjoy the other one. All right, bye guys.